Hello everybody and welcome back to Super Robot Wars X. I'm Chase. I don't usually say I'm Chase because you know that, but I have to say it now because there's another voice that's going to be on this with me, and that is of my good friend and Casual Hour co-host, Johnny Amizich. Hi, Johnny.
Hi, Chase.
Johnny, I'm incredibly excited to have you on for a couple reasons. One is because you have played Super Robot Wars T, which is the game that came after this.
That is correct.
I do not believe you finished it, correct?
I am scenario 6 or something, I think, is where I'm at there.
But the good news is you know a lot of the systems, so I don't have to go over a lot of explanation with that like I did with guests before, like Bobby or Magic Air, which is great. We can get right into the game and
right to the good stuff.
The second reason I'm really excited about this is that you and I have been watching the original Mobile Suit Gundam, 1979 anime. And,
we have.
This is your first time. You've seen some Gundam Wing, so somebody like Hero right here might be somewhat familiar to you. But
maybe it was always in the periphery of coming on after Dragon Ball Z.
Sure,
and
like in the Tsunami days.
Exactly. I was riding so high from whatever happened in that show that I usually didn't pay too much attention to what was happening in Gundam. And I wish I had, because it turns out mechs are pretty cool.
Mechs are pretty cool. I would say that Gundam Wing is maybe not the coolest show. There's some cool stuff in there, but there are other Gundams I like more, like Double Zeta that's being shown right now. But we'll get into that. You don't know anything about Double Zeta, and at the moment I kind of want to keep it that way, but this is going to be kind of fun because I'm going to kind of just throw a bunch of Gundam stuff at you, and you're only going to know part of it. Like, we're what, like 15, 16, 17-ish episodes into Gundam?
18 episodes.
So we haven't met a lot of these characters. Like, you know who Amuro is.
I
know who
Amuro
Ramba is. You know who Char is. And we might run into some of those characters as we play this mission, which is why I had you come on for this specific episode. We're going to be playing scenario 22. But before that, let's go down our mech list here. We have recently split up our forces. We've got a big group that's gone on to stay on Earth, and we are currently in space with the Gundam crew. And this is kind of halfway following a show called Gundam Reconquista in G, which takes place an incredibly long time after Gundam. I can't remember exactly how much, but it's something like 1,000 years or something ridiculous.
Far future.
Very far future. Most Gundam shows in the Universal Century, like we are in with the original Mobile Suit Gundam, those kind of take place within 20, 30-ish years. So Reconquista in G is like way out there. Of all this stuff is barely recognizable, but hey, there's a Gundam in the show. Anyway, I wanted to show you a couple of these things just because you're not going to really know what any of these things are. There are no mobile suits from the original Gundam here, but like we have the Zeta, which came after Mobile Suit Gundam. We've got the Double Zeta, which came after Zeta. You can see how the naming convention.
I see a trend here, yeah.
You know about the Wing, because you've watched a little bit of Wing. We also have the other Wing characters here, like the Death Scythe. We've got the Sandrock.
Wait. He's wearing a cloak.
He is wearing a cloak, yes. He's very cool. He's like the Master Chief. He's like Ava Unit 2, when you first meet Ava Unit 2 in Evangelion, a show you are also watching, which I'm very excited for you. We got the Heavy Arms, and we got the Ultron Gundam, which are all from Wing. Technically they are from Wing Endless Waltz, which is the movie that came after. Here's the Tall Geese 3.
I was just reading about Endless Waltz today, as it happens.
It's fine. But then you got something like the G-Self, which, that's a Gundam. It's red and white and blue and a little bit of yellow. That's recognizable as a Gundam. But also, it looks really weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the one. Yeah. This is one of the ones from Reconquista in G, which is like 1,000 years, or maybe it's not 1,000, maybe it's a couple hundred. But
it almost looks insect-like.
Yeah, it's got some of that. And the weird thing about this one is it has backpacks. You see those kind of big vernier, whatever thruster things on the back. Those can switch out in this game, but more like in the show. They would get multiple backpacks that could do multiple different things, and I think that was their way of selling a lot of extra shit for their model kits. It's like, oh, you can now get the space assault backpack, or here's the whatever.
Are you telling me they do some stuff for the toys?
I am telling you that. I'm absolutely telling you that. Anyway, that
breaks my heart.
Let's get in here. Let's see some stuff here. So we have a team that is mostly all Gundams, and that's kind of exciting to me because that's the shows we're watching. We don't have to deal with some of the other units that we don't care about as much. Anyway, we are on the Megafauna, which is a warship from Reconquista NG. And we'll kind of see what's going on here. We're in space to do some space negotiations, and also Char showed up a couple levels ago. And he's real strong.
Is he causing trouble?
Yeah, a little bit. We don't really know what he's up to exactly or why he's doing this, but he's a problem that we have to deal with.
What are you after, Char? What do you want?
I don't know who this guy is. Nautu?
He needs to just shave his head.
Yeah, he's got a real George Costanza thing going on. Anyway, this is Lieutenant Clem Nick, which is a fun name.
Now, is Lieutenant Clem an original character for this game, or is this someone from the anime?
He is from Reconquista NG. He is a self-proclaimed genius, and we just got him on our team last time. Or actually, no, we didn't get him on his team. We got the machine he was riding in, which is actually from a different Gundam anime. It's ridiculous. We'll get to it. Don't worry about it. So we're kind of running through this. There's a lot of story, as you know, from playing Super Robot Wars. So we're going to kind of run through some of this, but I like to have the dialogue in here just so people can see it, and so we can kind of halfway know what we're doing. I also try to check these blue text just to see. I don't know what Clinton Nietzsche is. I mean, I guess that's Clem Nick, right? Like that's his. Okay, that's his real name. There you go.
There you go.
His father, Zucchini Nicini. That just sounds racist, right? I don't know how it's racist, but it sounds racist.
No. The very famous Zucchini Nicini, leader of...
President of America, obviously.
Yeah, right.
Jesus Christ. Oh, God, I did not know that. Reconquista NG, I've said it a few times on this playthrough, on this YouTube channel, that I think it's a relatively incomprehensible show. It is so dense, it is so fast, people are changing allegiances all the time. It's just really hard to keep up with. I feel like I would have remembered if somebody said the name Zucchini Nicini.
Yeah.
I do not remember that.
That would stand out.
Maybe I need to go watch Reconquista NG. Maybe when we're done with the original Gundam, we just watch Reconquista NG to like really completely turn you off of Gundam forever.
Sounds great. I can't wait.
Yeah, it has really good designs though. I think I really like a lot of that show. It's just really hard to follow. Okay, so we're still kind of in the negotiation phase. We're trying to get there. We ran into some trouble, but I feel like we've avoided the conflict here, and we're still figuring this out. Toa Sanga is a group, an army. They're kind of like Zeon, basically, from original Gundam. They come from space, and they're not super happy with the people on Earth.
Who would be? I'm not.
I mean, fair. This is Raraya Monday. She's named, her last name is Monday because she fell out of the sky on a Monday. That's pretty much it. But she's the one who had the G-Self. She brought the G-Self from space and lost her memories, and she just got them back. And now she's kind of telling us more about who these people from space are and what their deal is.
Chase, are you telling me that a character in an anime had a case of amnesia.
That's what I'm telling you.
Man, I've never heard that before.
Yeah, it's a pretty original concept for that anime. And this is Mick Jack. She is Klim Nick's friend, love interest, partner, something or
All of the
other.
above?
So we've got Klim Nick and Mick Jack, which doesn't get confusing at all, for sure. No one's
Just
ever
makes me think
confused
Mick
us.
Jagger.
Yeah, I don't know where they got the names for some of these guys. But there are two factions of Toasanga. Apparently, Rariah is from the Ray Huntin faction, which seems like the good ones. And then there's the Doret fleet, I believe, which are the maybe bad ones, or at least the more aggressive ones.
Is anyone good in war, Chase?
Can love bloom on the battlefield, Johnny?
I'd like to think so.
This is Ida Sahalin. She's a princess on Earth. She also pilots a Gundam-like thing called the G Arcane, which we'll probably see in our playthrough.
Will we get to see that one? Okay.
Yeah, it's pink, and it's a sniper. It's like a pink Gundam.
I'm totally down for that. Sounds pretty cool.
She hasn't been the best unit for us. We haven't really put a lot of resources into her, but we might try to use her this time just to see it a little bit more. Reconquista. He said the word, Johnny. That's the name of the anime. Actually, that wasn't as much talking as I thought there was going to be. I'm impressed.
Yeah, it seems in T, like it seems to fluctuate. Like sometimes there's like huge dumps of dialogue.
Yeah.
And
it's
other
the same
times
here.
it's...
I mean, that's just the series. So we're in space, and we got
kind of
that.
like this map.
Yeah, it's cool. It's all flat though. Like that's basically just a background, which is very unfortunate.
Right.
But also you should know that Sucord is like their god. It's like it's their religion, but that's kind of what they like. You can even see her saying, "Oh my Sucord."
Yeah.
Sucord is just god here. Like it's yeah.
Got it. Okay.
I like Steer though. Steer is great. She's the helmsman. She's driving the ship. She is also, I think, American, because she just randomly says English lines, even in the sub, which is amazing.
Interesting.
Yeah, she's great. But it's a Japanese person who is saying English lines. It's not like they got a fluent. It's not like they got a native English speaker to be her voice actress. And sometimes she also speaks Japanese. It's very interesting. I don't know exactly what they're going with there. Oh, we might not be done with the talking. I think there's more talking, Johnny.
That's great.
This is Zex Marquis. Do you know who Zex Marquis is?
I don't think so. Should I know who he is?
He's from Wing. You probably don't recognize him like this, but he wore a mask. He actually looked a lot like Char. He wore like a red jacket and had a mask. As he was the original pilot of the Tall Geese, and he's the pilot of the Tall Geese 3 here. He eventually unmasks and becomes kind of a good guy, but in Wing he starts out as it's like, hey, do you remember Char Aznavour? Here's a guy who looks a lot like him and acts a lot like him. Gotta have a Char.
Yeah, I just looked at a picture of him.
Yeah.
And I think that's why Char looked so familiar to me when I started.
It is funny like that, because I also was similar. I can't remember which one I saw first. There are lots of, hey, that dude is a Char in Gundam series. There are lots of just, hey, this is a guy who sometimes wears a mask, also wears red, has blonde hair, is kind of a douchebag. And you're like, oh yeah, hey, it's a Char. And they have many of those over the course of the series.
It's a running, it's like a recurring character.
Exactly.
Almost.
That's Duo. Duo's from Wing. He's the pilot of the Death Scythe. He's got an amazing English voice actor. It's just kind of over the top.
Which one did you say he's from? Wing?
Yeah, Duo's from Wing.
Okay.
Seabook is from Gundam F91, which takes place way after Gundam. We'll eventually get to that one. That's a movie. I actually really enjoyed that movie. Judo's from Double Zeta. Double Zeta is really good. Like, a lot of people really like Zeta, and I do as well. I think Zeta has some of the better characters in the whole run of the series. But Double Zeta has some incredible mech designs, and if you can get past the jokey, silly first 13 episodes or so, I think that show becomes the best of all the shows. And it was never dubbed, unfortunately. But even the sub is just really, really good.
Hey, I can watch it either way. Actually, I think I told you this. I prefer Death Note subbed over the dub version.
I have not seen Death Note yet. I am planning on watching that at some point. Yeah, sometimes I'm kind of both ways. I think I used to be a hard line. If this ain't dubbed, I don't want it, because it's just the way I watch television. I'm used to listening to stuff in my native language, and that just makes sense to me. And, I would play a video game, or I'd be texting somebody, and I could still listen to the show because it's dubbed. I can just listen, and it's okay. I don't have to be watching it constantly. But there is a certain part of me that enjoys the subs, hearing the Japanese voice acting, which I think is more consistently high in quality. One, because I think just they treat it, at least they used to, or at least, what am I trying to say here? I think English voice acting for anime used to not be that great. We're talking like 90s and maybe even earlier than that. Now I think you have both East and West that give it the same amount of quality, but I feel like Japan has always given it that amount of quality. Which is why I feel like you get more consistently good performances out of Japanese voice actors. And also, I don't know Japanese, despite what my year of college Japanese taught me or didn't teach me. So there's a certain amount of I don't know what they said, but I sure liked the way they said it, right?
Exactly, like the way they emote.
Yeah.
It carries a certain weight to it that you don't always get with whatever the dub sounds like.
Yeah. Okay, Johnny. Here is a part. I know this means nothing to you, but this is potentially big for anybody who's watching Reconquista in G or has been keeping up with us here. This is like the big plot twist of this show that we're about to learn about here, a show that you don't really know anything about and shouldn't know anything about. But basically, Ida and Bellry, I don't think you've seen Bellry yet. He'll be here in a bit, I think. There he is.
Hey, there he is.
So Bellry is our Gundam boy. He's the one who pilots the G-Self. Ida, who you saw before, she pilots the G-Arcane. They are both on Earth. They're kind of figuring out what's going on, and there's also kind of like a little bit of a love interest brewing there. Like they're starting to kind of get to know each other. Now they're up in space, and Rariah said hey, I need to talk to both of you now that I have my memories back. And they're like, okay, well, what's going on? And that's what they're doing here. And they're meeting this woman who's named Flaminia, just called Flammy. And she's about to drop some knowledge on them that's kind of gonna change the way they view each other. Johnny, have you watched a little movie called Star Wars?
Yes, I'm vaguely familiar with that series.
You might have an idea of where this is going then. That these two people, one's a princess, one's kind of just some farm boy who's, decent at piloting things. And there's kind of a love interest going on. And then a certain thing gets told to them. You kind of see where I'm going with this?
I think so.
Okay, let's see. Let's see if you're right.
They're neighbors.
Yes, you got it. Damn. They're really neighbors. Like, they lived really close together. Naredo
really confined space.
Naredo is Belry's kind of childhood friend. She just kind of hangs out. These people are just more space people. We're gonna get to some fighting at some point, I imagine.
Well, I want to know what's going to happen between these two now. You've got me invested here.
I think you know. Oh, did I say Ida Sahalen? That's my bad. She's from a different Gundam show. This is Ida Surugen, which is a different thing.
And
it's Ida,
are most of
Ida,
the characters in this one from different Gundam shows? Like, how many non-Gundam characters are there?
There are quite a few non-Gundam shows here. You just got lucky that we have split our forces now, so the half the force that we have is basically all Gundam characters, and then 2 characters from a show called Buddy Complex, which I've never seen, but it seems all right. And then we also have our original unit, which is the Zelgard, which will show off, and then there's another unit called the Cybaster. But basically everybody else is a Gundam. But there are, you and I actually were talking before this episode about Gurren Lagann, and the Gurren Lagann, the mech that is the Gurren Lagann, is also in this game. It's just not in our army at the moment. It's with the other ground team.
Oh, okay.
So we're learning that these people made the Gundam, and it's weird that only Belry can use this Gundam, and Ida is the only one who can really use her G-Arcane. But also Raya can pilot the Gundam, and she's from space. Huh. It's almost like only people from space can do it, except for Belry and Ida. That's weird, right?
That is weird.
What exactly does it mean that we're able to pilot the G-Self, Johnny? You have to ponder these questions.
Yeah, mull it over.
See, it uses a biometric verification to find descendants of a certain bloodline.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. What implications could this have?
Well, it's saying that those capable of piloting the G-Self, the YG-111, are direct descendants of the House Rayhan.
Oh. Huh?
Yeah, Oh, wait, hey, now we're catching on. Look, it's good that Naredo's here. Yeah, you guys are brother and sister. Got a little bit of a Luke and Leia situation here. So, I guess
hopefully things didn't get too.
Got to cancel our date. It's not going to work out anymore, right?
Probably not. I mean, they're not the Targaryens.
Well, who knows? So far, there's not really a Han Solo in this story to make things clean. So, don't really know what's going to happen there.
Is there a Max Rebo?
Ah, man, I wish.
Because that'd be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool. These guys are chatting it up. So the thing is that when we fought Char, we were actually fighting a different force that's from Earth, from Reeking East NG, and we were fighting, and then these moon people, the Toasanga people, came in, and they're like, actually, fuck both of you guys. And they started firing on everybody. So we went to space to go like, hey, what if you didn't fire on us, and what if we worked together to fight the other people? And that's kind of what's these conversations are about.
Okay.
Oh no, is Lieutenant Clem Nick going to overthrow his dad, Zucchini?
Not President Zucchini.
Not President Zucchini.
He's going to be a fried zucchini by the time they're done with him. I just had fried zucchini last night, actually, with dinner.
Yeah? Nice.
Yeah, it was delicious.
So, zucchinis and cucumbers are different things.
Yes.
Yes. Like, it's not like a pickle cucumber situation. That's like,
no,
it's just the way you those are.
It's a different
vegetables.
member of the, I think a zucchini is a member of like the gourd family.
Okay. I mean, is a cucumber not? Like,
Maybe.
they gotta be related, right? Like, they're closely related. They're just not the same thing.
Yeah, they look similar. I don't know if I've ever eaten raw zucchini, whereas I've definitely like chopped a cucumber up and put it on salad and stuff.
Yeah. Like, zucchini is like a little more yellow on the inside.
Yeah, and you can make bread out of zucchini. I don't know if you can do it with cucumber or not.
I mean, you can if you try. Might not work out so well, but you can.
Yeah.
Now, the real question is, can you put discs of zucchini on your eyes at the spa and get glowing skin?
I don't know if it'd have the same effect. Maybe in a pinch, like if that was all you had. But also, zucchini just tends to be a lot bigger. So really, like 2 slices from that would maybe cover like most of your face.
I thought they were about the same size. Interesting. But they're not.
They're
not like eggplant bigger size. Like you're not getting crazy big, right?
Oh, dude, they're like longer than eggplants.
Well, longer, yeah, but they're not like
and girthy. Wider. I don't know. Like my Aunt Mary has grown some pretty big zucchini.
Okay.
I think it just depends on how long you let it sit on the vine. This is all very pertinent.
Yeah, this is actually incredibly interesting to me. This is more interesting than whatever Clem Nick has to say.
Oh man, yeah. Zucchini bread is one of my favorite things. Chocolate
is
zucchini
really?
bread? Forget about it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's got chocolate in it, so there you go. Like the chocolate's why
it's
there.
But it's more like it's akin to like banana bread. Like it adds
but
moistness to it.
But like at that point,
like I don't feel like I'm eating a vegetable. I mean, they're both great.
Okay, so also here's some weird bullshit. They're talking about the Holy Empire of Mitsurugi now, which is from a different anime with characters that that are not in our army at the moment. So this is the way the Super Robot Wars just sometimes mixes things and goes, I mean, we gotta cross them over somehow, right? So
yeah, that's in T. I'm not familiar with most of the shows that are coming together, but it's still funny to me how they just kind of like, okay, well, they're bad guys in this show and they're bad guys in this show. They should probably work together.
Yeah, or like, oh, well, in this universe, this anime takes place on one planet and this anime takes place on another planet. What if those are just in the same universe, but those are different planets? So it's weird. It's like, oh, crazy. They're in the same universe, though. And it's like, no, what? Get out of here. It's ridiculous.
Who's this guy with the beret?
This is Lieutenant Curbs. He was an instructor for Bellry at one point. And then he was on the enemy side, and then he noticed Bellry was over here, and he's like, oh, why am I fighting this kid that I taught? I should be over on your side instead. But he's also a little extra. He was trying to get with Raya when she was still amnesiac, and like basically just talking like a child because she had lost all her memories. It was kind of gross.
like an Overboard situation, like that.
Yeah,
that movie with Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's say this was anime Overboard.
And all anime is Overboard.
That's a good point. You know, I'd watch an anime adaptation of Overboard. That sounds all right.
Yes, I'm down with that.
What other movies could we animate to make into animes?
Oh man, Star Wars.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
That was just the first thing I could think of.
Speed with Keanu Reeves.
I think I really like that idea.
Yeah, it'd be like Speed.
That would be a lot of fun.
You get a bunch of Speed lines, like Speed Racer kind of stuff. It'd be great.
Who is the the luminescent guy that was there a minute ago?
The luminescent guy.
He looked like he was glowing a little bit.
Okay, maybe we'll see him again. Duo with his leather jacket.
He was on the left. He was super pale. I think he had white or blonde hair.
Oh shit! It's Char Aznavour. That's Char Aznavour's music.
That's my boy.
He's a little bit older than what you know, and also I don't think you've seen him unmasked in the show so far that we've seen. I know you have. You have. He took off the mask.
Yeah, I think he has.
Because I think didn't he show Sayla his face at one point?
Yeah. This guy.
This guy. This is the original character. This is he's made just for the game. He is more or less the player, in a way. He ran away. Okay, the story of this game is pretty stupid. There's a group called the Keepers of Order, and our guy Iori was part of that group, and he ditched it. He thought those guys seemed like real idiots. And also, the Keepers of Order have kind of been doing some shady shit right now. They have the ability to, move across universes, it seems. And that's partly maybe how people are getting sucked into the same universes, the same worlds, which is why all this crossover is happening.
Okay.
Yeah, it's... he's got a talking bird named Spiro that, sucks.
Spiro Agnew?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Like Spiro Agnew mixed with Spiro the Pokemon.
Okay. Sounds like a genuinely unpleasant person.
He is. He is. Don't worry about it. I also like how Judo, well, you don't know this, but that's okay. Judo's talking to Char like they've met each other. Char doesn't show up in Double Zeta. He was supposed to, but then they decided, or they got the green light to make this movie Char's Counterattack. And at that point, they're like, well, we don't want to write Char into this if we're going to write him into a movie, so we'll just leave him out of this whole conflict of Double Zeta, even though he's an extremely important character throughout a lot of Gundam. He's just not around for a whole 50-plus episode series. And then he comes back and he's like, oh yeah, hey, I was here the whole time. Sorry. I'm back now. I'm Char, if you can't remember.
I was out getting cigarettes.
Yeah, basically. The good news is, once we get to the fighting, that's going to go a lot faster. I think. Oh, boy.
Can't deny it.
Can't deny it. Why? You're helping them spread a war. You don't want that. Allwarth is the planet that we're kind of all on, where all the universes have converged. I think it's fake. I think it's built for this game. It could also be from an anime called Wataru the Savior, which is a really old anime. I'm not sure. Even I am confused on what is real and what is made up for the game.
That makes me feel better.
Like, I know most of the Gundam stuff at this point, but...
You're a real
Wow.
piece of work, Char.
Seabook said it. Damn, Seabook. Seabook also shouldn't know who Char is. Like, there's... Those two have never met.
Ooh.
God.
What path should humans follow?
Yeah, you guys are brother and sister, we know. Like, look at the family resemblance.
Totally.
And your green eyes, my red eyes, my black hair, your pinky orange hair. We're basically the same.
I mean, you know, their chins are the same shape.
There it is. Yeah, that's it. That old Ray Hunting chin.
This LaRucca guy looks like he pounds a 30-pack of Keystone Light every night.
So basically, I don't know how they were supposed to find it, but they just threw a Gundam out there and it's like, put it on Earth, it'll find the kids. I don't know how that was supposed to happen. I guess it's more like Rariah was supposed to find them, but then she got amnesia on the way. I don't know.
I'm suffering from amnesia.
There you go. This contrived scheme of yours has forced us to confront a terrible reality. God, what a great line. I'm gonna... You know what? I haven't done this yet. Oh, I can't screenshot! I mean, screw you, game. I can screenshot. Hang on. Got my...
I just snapped one.
Thank you. I'm also snapping one. When you're playing this online, you can make a snapshot out of anything. That's great. I'm going to use that line. I'm going to use that line the next time we record the casual hour.
Yes, I think we both should.
Oh, right. There was a little thing where Bellry killed the dude she was dating. And then he's like, but it's okay, right? And she's like, no, it's not okay. You killed the dude I liked. But then they got past it, apparently. Put a little damper on, hey, I like you. And she's like, I don't like you. You killed the guy I liked.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Nobody has anything to say about that.
Have we gotten any more details on what the 30th anniversary game is going to be like?
Well, when you say any more details, what do you mean by that? Because we did get...
There was something at the Japanese
Correct.
version of the Nintendo Direct.
Right. So I don't think I've actually mentioned it on this, but yes, on the 2021 E3 Nintendo Direct, specifically the Japanese version. We didn't get to see this in the English one, of course, but they showed off a trailer for the 30th anniversary. We saw some characters. Didn't really see much more than that. No, we have learned nothing more since then. But I'm excited. I will definitely play that game. It should come out this year. I mean, this is the 30th anniversary, so kind of has to come out this year to count, right?
Yeah.
We'll see.
On the Bandai Namco website, it just says release date coming soon.
Okay. When that comes out, I mean, I'll definitely be playing that game. I don't know if I'm going to play that game on the channel, because I don't know if you know this, Johnny. These games are really long.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I'm not even halfway done with this one, and I think this is like part 28. I've been playing this for months. seems. So, yeah. This is Alba. He's from Buddy Complex. He's just kind of, I don't know why he's here. I guess Bellry doesn't either. X-Cross.
Everyone is just kind of jammed into this room right now.
Yeah. X-Cross is the name of our army. We got to name it, but this was the default name, and I just went with it.
Okay, it seems like we're about to head into battle.
I think so. You didn't hear anything. Let's go. Shut up. Okay, we're almost there. I think we're almost there. These are enemies. That's good. That's a good sign.
Still ticks me off.
Just gotta fight. Here we go, finally. Okay. Get to pick some units here. Let's see here. We know we're going to want the Cubily Mark II. We're going to want the Gundam F91. The Zero is a very good suit. The Tall Geese. The Taurus is our repair. We want that. The Zelgard is also a repair unit. We did mention we wanted Ida this time. We'll bring in Ida. Everyone else is kind of open on who we want to bring where. We've got 7 more units left. I think we'll bring in the Zeta and the Double Zeta and the Hyakushiki, which is the best Gundam that's technically not a Gundam, but is totally a Gundam. We've still got some spaces. I'm actually going to just stick with this force because you don't have to bring in everybody, and we'll get some bonuses afterward for not bringing in everybody. So we're gonna stick with this.
Interesting. Okay.
This is one of the first times I've ever done something like that, but I think it's gonna help us out in the long run. Well, we're also gonna get Bellry here. He's gonna be force deployed. We didn't bring him out, but the G Self will show up here because he was not in our options to bring. Let's bring the Zelgard over here, so we've got another healer unit kind of spread out. And let's go with that. There he is.
Those are some Gundams.
These are some Gundams, for sure. Actually, technically, 5 Gundams. If we want to get real specific.
If we're going, okay, yeah, we do get technical on the show.
Yeah.
Ada is wise.
Yeah, hey, where are your friends? They're not back on the Megafauna. That's not good. Okay. I do like in this game that everybody's got a casual set of clothes and a pilot set of clothes that they switch out of for battles versus the action stuff. That's
a nice touch.
Oh, that's Beecha. Fuck Beecha.
Who's Beecha?
He's from Double Zeta. He's just an asshole.
He looks like he's wearing a life preserver.
I mean, that's the pilot suits there. They gotta be like tight. You know, you can't let any air in there. See, so does Judo's. You gotta have that kind of turtleneck thing where your helmet can go over.
Oh, okay.
This is Rock by Getty. I love his hair. He's got great hair. I also like
pretty good hair.
I like the unit that he rolls in. Actually, you might remember this was an extremely old Casual Hour title that we did. I'll show you once we get the control here, and I can show you the unit. But you might remember it.
All I think about is myself.
There it is. We need to defeat the Guy Trash. Do you remember us talking about the Guy Trash?
Oh man,
it was definitely a title.
Maybe.
Yeah, I can't remember.
It sounds kind of familiar.
It was a long time ago, but
oh shit.
Uh-oh, I lost Johnny. I gotta call him back. Hello, Johnny.
Hey, I accidentally hung up.
Okay. I was like, what happened there? Should be all good. Everything's still recording, so I think we're all right. Yeah, so we've got the guy trash here. Let's show you the guy trash while we're here. This is the guy trash. It doesn't look anything special here, but it's got what's called a beam mantle. That ring around it can like shoot out beams that kind of just form this cloaky shield thing around him. So he's just an incredibly defensive unit. And those beams can also kind of separate into like dreadlock things that can then go and attack people. It's pretty cool.
That sounds pretty cool.
It's one of my favorite units. This is a Gyaradoga. It is from the movie Char's Counterattack. And I think also Gundam Unicorn, which takes place after Char's Counterattack. Those are cool units. Those are basically like Zakutus. You know the Zakutus from Gundam, the original Gundam. This is kind of what they evolved to eventually. And then I don't know much of anything about the Gaza Ds. I mean, it's another Gaza D. It's a transformable unit. I know that. So it can. This is kind of its mobile armor side, where it can fly a little further, but it can also transform into a mobile suit.
Proper mech. Okay.
Which is similar to what something like this. So this is the Taurus. This is the mobile armor version. That's the MA part. We can transform it to the mech version, and that's what the mech version looks like. But it has a little bit better movement if we use it like that. Anyway, let's keep moving. Let's move this Cubily, which is a great suit. Love the Cubily.
That looks really cool.
Oh yeah, it's fun. We'll get it right up here. We'll attack with the Beam Saber. We've got good percentages here. We've outfitted the Cubily quite a bit at this point. It's piloted by a girl named Pole, P-L-E there, because that's what that is pronounced. Obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's fun. I like Pole a lot. Yeah, 1% to hit. I didn't think that was gonna touch it.
Is it okay? So something I've noticed, and maybe it just gets more difficult as you go, but like my mechs like rarely take damage when I play this game.
Yeah, if you're playing on one of the easier difficulties like we are here, you definitely get a distinct advantage when it comes to kind of these more trash ass people. But once we start trying to fight somebody like Rock Pie, we're gonna have a lot worse percentages against him. And when you play on the harder difficulties, even these guys are going to have really bad matchups. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, that's definitely just a difficulty setting that you've got there. We can transform the Zeta. Go a little bit further with that. This is the G Arcane. This is our pink Gundam with this big sniper rifle. The problem is we can't move and shoot when we use that big rifle. So we, even though it's got decent range.
Oh, you have to be. Okay, I see.
Yep.
It's a little like, give and take there.
Yeah, like in XCOM when you're when you got snipers there, same kind of deal. This is the Gundam F91 from the movie Gundam F91. It's a good one. I like this.
I like the look of it.
Hero should be able to attack. Yeah, he's got some good distant attacks here. So they've got a 37% chance to hit us, but their attacks are pretty weak, and we've got some abilities to negate damage potentially. And also 37 isn't that high, so I'm not too worried about it.
I love the animations.
They're just the best part of this game. I know I've talked about it a lot on our podcast, but when you come from something like Pokemon, that's, hey, do Fire Blast, and it does the kanji for fire, and it's just like a sprite that pops in and pops out.
Mm-hmm.
And then you come to this, when it's just absolute craziness.
Over the top.
There's just no contest. It's so cool. It's so nuts.
I think I might go crazy.
I might go crazy. Yeah, the G-Self we have upgraded quite a bit to be very awesome. There, it transformed for you. Oh, he hit. There's only a 10% chance for him to hit. I mean, our shield negated the damage, but still, that's very impressive. And why don't we use Tall Geese here? We've also upgraded the Tall Geese quite a bit. The Tall Geese 1 is maybe the best mobile suit they've ever made. Tall Geese 3, it's alright. They kind of screwed it up.
I think that you pointed that out to me.
I did, yeah. I have a model, a little Gundam Converge model of the Tall Geese, the original one. And I think I was telling you about that. By the way, this is Zelgard. This is the original suit for this game. It's okay. It actually ends up learning a decent amount of attacks, but what we've done is we've given it a bunch of power parts that allow it to repair things much better, repairs and resupplies units. So it does. We're just using it for that. We've got enough stuff that it can do. This is also cool. Like a lot of your warships, you probably remember this from playing T. Your warships can't move and shoot most of the time, but this one has one attack that can, which is really nice. And it's nice to have a warship that can actually go in and do some damage.
Deal some damage.
So this one's also from Buddy Complex. They call their mechs Valiancers, and we don't get the kind of like the Cowboy Bebop, or the Cowboy Bebop model in unit in Super Wars T. You get to use some of the other people, like you get Jet and Faye, but those aren't units. It's the same way here. You can send out the Valiancers, but we don't get these Valiancers as specific units we can use. They're just part of this one attack animation.
Wow, you fucked that dude up.
Yeah, the ship's strong. It's real good. We're at 40 with him. He's got 40 kills, so we're trying to get many people to ace status if we can, which is 50 kills. We've got 3 aces so far. Yeah, this is probably overkill. I think this will kill. This is a really strong attack from Zex. But the way I've been doing this, I'll show the attacks one time, and then if we repeat attacks, I'll usually speed through it or just cancel it entirely. Because if I didn't, these things would last 3 hours apiece. I do like this giant beam railgun thing from Zex. It's quite good. And that did kill.
Let's do this. He's got
crit. It might not have killed if it wasn't a crit, but we'll take it. Oh, he's going after Ida. Yeah, we'll let him We'll let him do that. He'll probably hit us, but that just means we can repair. Cahill was the dude she was dating that Bellry killed.
Sounds like she's getting over it.
Yeah, she's...
The Earthenoids dare to fight us.
Oh, he missed. That's too bad. He did defend with the shield, so that didn't do as much damage as it should have. But that's still really weak. We need to do better with her. This should be fine. Seabook we're also getting relatively close to A status with, so we're happy to feed him as many kills as he wants. I didn't quite get it. Did alright though. It's one of those new types. Johnny, you know a little bit about new types.
A little bit. I've heard that word mentioned.
I feel like I'd like somebody else to get the kill other than Hero at the moment. We're just gonna evade. Let that miss. Okay, I normally wouldn't let Bellry get this kill, but I want to show you this attack because it is nuts, and we just got it the last mission.
I'm here for it. Oh, you missed.
So this, you'll see one of the other backpacks here.
Okay.
If I just shot all the fucking missiles in the world at you, and then, if that wasn't enough...
Well, you just really need to make sure.
Oh, it's such a good attack. Like, that didn't even crit, and that did over 1,000 more than we even needed. It's so good.
That was dumb.
That dude
so
just
dumb.
got smoked. We could just do it again if we wanted, but instead, I'm gonna counter with something a little bit weaker. Just so I can let some other people pick up some kills. Bellry's strong enough, as you can see. Like, we don't need to feed him more. I'm gonna start speeding up the enemy attacks too, since we've more or less seen most of what these guys can do.
A few lumps.
More than a few lumps, man. You lost, I think, over half your shit. We will watch this. I don't know if this will kill. It might. But this is the strongest attack so far that the Gundam Wing can do. It's kind of similar to what the Tall Geese 3 did.
Oh my goodness.
Dusted. I don't know where all those rocks came from in space, but...
Hey, they were there.
Yeah,
Again, not a critical hit.
Pretty strong. Again, we don't need to do anything that strong. Oh, I guess we haven't seen what these guys can do yet. The I think they're called Morans. Oh, hang on. Yeah, Morans. not morons. Morans.
He's a moran.
We just got some beam rifle stuff, and then we're still a little. I wouldn't say worried, but we're gonna keep an eye on the guy trash here. So let's get a kill with the megafauna, because we don't usually see enemies in our line of fire here. That should do it.
Boy, that just... Yep, he's done.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like a very pleasant thing to get hit by. Okay, he leveled up. He leveled up twice.
Damn.
We just don't get many kills with him. It's just not an option for us. Let's get a kill with Rue, because I really do like this. Actually, we don't use anything so garishly strong. Rue doesn't normally pilot the Hyakushiki, but I like Rue and I like the Hyakushiki, so I just kind of give them together. But it's basically a gold Gundam.
Oh, okay.
And that gold plating isn't for show exactly. It's actually like a beam deflecting paint job that gets put on it. So this.
Okay.
This,
so there are lore reasons for it to be there.
Exactly. Let's see if we can get a kill with her. What we got her. We need to weaken this one a little bit. We can do that. Who wants the honors? Who can do enough damage? Let's transform our double Zeta back. It should be strong enough to weaken that up a little bit. So we got the regular Gundam, which you're aware of. I think the Zeta's a really gorgeous suit, and then we have this monstrosity of just complete excess. What if our beam saber was the biggest beam saber ever? What if instead of a beam rifle we had these giant double cannons?
Just wrist mounted, it looks like?
It's a ridiculous suit. But it's also super armored. It just doesn't take much damage. Speaking of, we will just repair it anyway.
Oh wow, someone is setting off very loud fireworks outside.
Oh yeah? We've been getting that a lot here. I mean, so it is kind of interesting. Johnny, this episode won't go up until August. Because I'm so far ahead in recording these. So it's the weekend, it's the week before July 4th when we're recording this, and that's why we're hearing fireworks, but it's not going to help the people who are watching.
Yeah, there are, we live in Missouri where fireworks are legal to buy.
Yes.
So there are people who start setting
basically.
them off. Yes, setting them off the middle of June throughout the whole month.
Hey, we got her a kill. That's good. Yeah, like so far I'm putting out 2 episodes a week for this. But I just like playing this to the point that I end up recording way more episodes per week than 2. And I thought, oh, that'll be nice. I'll have a little cushion. And now I've recorded so many that now I'm over a month ahead. And I'm thinking, this is too much cushion at this point. Maybe I should be putting out more than 2 a week.
I mean, it's, it's a decent amount of cushion, but these are fun games.
Yeah. And I usually record them on the weekends. Like I'm not gonna be in town this weekend because it is 4th of July. So, I won't get to. I will lose that time that I did. Maybe I'll fall back into that cushion a little bit. We'll see. We got, again, this is going to kind of date the episode, but we've got Monster Hunter Stories 2 coming out real soon, and I imagine I'm going to be wanting to play a lot more of that when that comes out. So
that demo is very good.
Yeah, the demo rules.
That's also maybe the longest demo of a game I have ever played, because I still haven't finished it.
It's huge. It's a good 4, 5, 6 hours, depending on how much you're putting into it. But you get it's a lot.
You should definitely be able to determine whether or not this is a game you want to buy.
Yes, I would hope so. Okay. So that guy had a name. That was Ringo. We'll learn a little bit more about Ringo, even though he's got the same suit as everybody else. You know what? I'm sure that's where it came from. I'm sure that is the case. Why don't we move our big ship here and just do another big, ridiculous attack. Sorry to this guy. I think he's dead. We'll speed through this one since we've already seen it.
Get out there, Valiancer Squad.
This guy didn't stand a chance.
The Nectar Cannon. He did.
He gone. Okay. And then, what you probably have seen before is a map attack, which these are attacks that, you know, get fought on the map. Like you can see, I'm going to hit multiple enemies with this attack, and each map attack has a different area of effect. A lot of map attacks, you have to stand still. You can't move and shoot. But the Gundam Wing has an incredible one that just says, "Nah, fuck it. You can." It's got to be pretty close, but you can just go and mess up all these dudes if you want. Actually, this guy's really low. I might want to let somebody else grab that kill before I do that. Why don't we transform our Zeta back? Get up here. And I like the grenade launcher. Let's use that attack. Cecily here, Cecily Fairchild. She is not normally the pilot of the Zeta, but I don't really like the suit that she came with, and we don't have the real pilot of the Zeta at the moment. Who knows? Maybe he'll show up at some point. But for now,
maybe
we can just put her there. Okay, let's do that move now. We'll get to attack a few different enemies here.
So what is the reasoning for the literal wings that these Gundam have?
That's a great question. It's an excellent question. It's not something that is in regular wing. It's only in Endless Waltz. Those wings are like not actually feathers. That's metal still, and I guess it's like they're apparently like for shields. He can put the wings around him to shield him.
Okay.
Johnny, the wings look cool. That's why. That's why they made this monstrosity.
Clearly. I was just curious, what the, if you're watching the anime, it's like, oh, we got these wings so that blank.
Yeah. No, I don't think they really explained it all that much.
Oh man, this guy has a lot of HP.
Yeah, this is our boss character, or at least the first boss character for this mission. And that was the beam mantle. You barely got to see it there, but he uses it to kind of shield himself from some of that damage. We still did a decent amount. We'll chip him away, but we'll get to see his attack now. There it is. So that's a pretty cool attack. I think the guy trash is a really cool suit. And one that doesn't have a model kit. You can't buy a model kit of that. And I guess the beam mantle is just too hard to make a model out of, if I had to guess. Why don't we do that crazy attack on the guy trash? See how he likes it. You want to take a guess, Johnny? How much damage do you think this is going to do to him? He's got way better defenses than the other units we fought, so...
6,000.
Yeah? I think that's fair. I was going to say like 6,500. I think that's about right.
Well, once we get a crit.
Whoa!
Oh, okay.
God damn. Good for you. Good for you, YG-111. I don't know what the Y stands for. The G, I believe, is Gundam.
Young Gundam.
Is that everybody? No, I still have one unit. Who hasn't gone? Everybody looks grayed out. Oh, the Zelda.
Yeah.
Okay, who needs... Anybody need healing? If not, we can just... Actually, we'll just do that. We'll resupply our big ship. That big attack takes a lot of energy out of him, so we can fill it right up. Okay. Sure.
I don't think this is going to work out for you, Kawasanga Soldier.
No, it won't. We aren't using our powerful attack, though. We're just hitting him with a couple of machine guns.
It only did 3,700 damage.
Okay, fighting the wing. It's fine.
Evasion complete. You know, this is just making me want to watch more Gundam. I need Evangelion.
That's the whole reason I brought you on, Johnny. I just want to keep nurturing this newfound enjoyment. Alright, we've seen the rolling
I mean, I've never been, you know, like anime, anti-anime.
Yeah,
it was never a thing. I made the time to watch. I was obsessed with Dragon Ball Z when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until I got a little bit older and I started watching some things of my own that I really started to appreciate, like, just how cool a lot of these shows are.
Yeah, honestly, it was playing this game that really rekindled it for me. Like, I had certainly watched anime in the past. Like, I watched my Dragon Balls, I watched my Naruto, I watched Zoids back in the day. But it was playing this game and going, you know what, I've never been, you know, big into Gundam, but I like some of these suits. Like, some of these Reconquista suits are awesome. I love the G-Cell. And that led me, and it's like, oh, well, why don't I watch one of these shows? And then I watched Reconquista and went, well, that didn't make any fucking sense. But I still like the idea of anime. And at that point, I started watching more and more. Some from this game, others that had been popular. Started watching a couple of anime YouTubers and seeing some of their suggestions and watching some of that stuff. Then you start getting into some of the seasonal shows and watching some of the new stuff, and like, okay, this is neat. And then, you know, one thing after another happens, and you go, oh fuck, I'm an anime fan now. I'm a weeb. When did that happen?
You know, it's a gradual process.
It's like I'm playing Tokyo Mirage Session Sharp FE. What the fuck happened to me?
I mean, I don't know if we have time to get into it.
We don't. That game rules. Man, maybe
I
that would be a good
know.
game
I
to
wish
play.
I'd played more of that game last year.
Yeah, me too. It had some of those new Fire Emblem costumes in there that I just never ended up doing anything with. Okay, so Ringo, he's starting to learn that maybe he's on the wrong side. This should do another...
He got his ass kicked.
That's true. This should do another 8,000 or so, so we'll get Rock Pie pretty low.
That pack is obscene.
It's ridiculous. Okay, that's good. He's down low enough where a lot of our units can probably end up handling him if we needed to.
Yeah, who needs the kill?
That's, you know what? That is the eternal question we ask ourselves on this show, is who needs it. Let's take a look. Seabook's at 37 kills. Kuramitsu's at 44. He's going to get his kills, though. He'll get there. We still got one other soldier here that we can feed a kill to. Why don't we give Rue that other kill here? Let's use her cool attack, just so you can see a cool attack for this. Overkill, but it'll be cool.
Well,
Bye.
I think that might be it for our friend here. Of all the places to fall in battle.
And I think if you kept playing Super Robot Wars T, the Yakushiki shows up in that game as well. I think most of the Gundam double Zeta people do. You know what? So there are a couple things in here. Bellry has this move called Fortune, the spirit command that he can use, which doubles the money that you get from any unit that you defeat. And then there's another mechanic in here called Gain, and that doubles the XP that you get from the next unit you defeat. So we like using that for boss fights, because then you get... because they inherently have more money and more XP. So we like doing that. So let's see, like if we did this big attack with Zex, and we turn on spirit commands here, we could use Bless and Cheer from other people who give Gain and Fortune to you. So that could be an option. They're really expensive things, though. We could do it. Maybe we'll do it. Yeah, let's do it on Zex. I just like Zex a lot, and we haven't given him a lot of kills, so we probably need to. So Cecily can use Bless, and Renee here can use Cheer, and then we only have 81% to hit. Let's just bullseye and make sure that's 100%. And let's rock Pie's world. We've already seen his attack, so I'll speed it up a little bit, but we do want to watch this guy get wrecked.
I mean, it's a cool attack. That's a big beam.
Yeah, not even your mantle can fix that. Well, that's going to be that. I mean, we took him out, and I'm sure there's nothing more happening on the field at this point. Like, that's all the enemies, so we're probably just done. Rockpie doesn't know when to give up, but it's over. Like, obviously, there's nothing more that...
Obviously.
There's no more enemies here. Like, what could they possibly want? Uh-oh. Char's got his pilot suit on. Uh-oh. Humanity, like war. never changes. Tobiah is from a manga that you are not familiar with. It's called Crossbone Gundam. It never made it into an anime, but it also takes place in the Universal Century around C-Book's time. So Gundam F91 is that movie, and there is a sequel-ish to it, and that is Crossbone Gundam. And C-Book and Cecily show up in that manga, but Tobiah is kind of the new Gundam boy for that manga. I haven't read it yet. There is a fan translation out there, but it has not officially come over to the stateside. So, but yeah, I don't know much about it. I know that they the only thing I know about it, because it shows up in one of these Super Robot Wars games, is that they get Amuro's head in a jar, or like his brain in a jar, and they're able to make Amuro clones and like put his battle data into a bunch of suits. So he's got to fight a bunch of Amuro Ray type units.
That sounds like a nightmare existence.
Yeah, I don't know if that makes me want to read Crossbone Gundam more or less. Also, I think it takes place around Jupiter. Like there's some bad shit going on in Jupiter, which is kind of neat because most of Gundam takes place around Earth and the Moon with Zeon, but they don't go much further than that.
Like on the moons of Jupiter?
I'm not sure.
Space pirate.
I don't really know. But yeah, there's a lot of pirate themed stuff. The Crossbone Gundam is like a skull and crossbones.
I was gonna ask, guess that.
I think we might get to see it here. And if so, you will definitely see how it is a pirate-looking Gundam. Hey, Amuro, you know that name.
Hey, yeah, this is the second time his name's come up. Unstuck in time.
Alright, well that has to be it, right? Like, we're obviously done. There's nothing more to do.
Yeah, the battle's over.
Yeah, nobody's gonna show up. Well, he's not technically wrong. Maybe just stupid.
Calm down, dude. Oh.
Oh my god, there's so much talking.
So these games don't come out in the United States. You have to import it.
That is correct. Yes.
And I'm just wondering who makes the localization. Because it's for the Hong Kong region, right?
Yes, it's from Hong Kong and Southeast Asian territories. I can tell you for this game and the game that came before it, Super Robot Wars V, those games came out on PlayStation 4. And they got those localizations, because there was a demand for them in these Southeast Asian countries. So they didn't get the best localizations. They just kind of got quick and dirty ones, and that's how they got there. But because they were able to translate them in English in the first place, that led to an import market being allowed. I mean, these games have always had an import market, but they were not always translated. So you had to have fans who were digging through stuff or doing fan translations of them. helping each other out, or just not knowing and just going in kind of blind and having to figure things out, which sounds like a nightmare because there's so many menus and so many words. And also you're just missing out on whatever hell story they're telling here, which is not the most important part of these games. But still. So yeah, now that these are translated in English, sites like PlayAsia can more easily import them into the States, and because there's not region locking on most of these new consoles, like Switch doesn't have region locking, PS5.
Yeah, I bought my copy of T from Amazon.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
So they're more accessible now, and I think after this game, Bandai Namco realized, like, okay, well, we can't just bring them over to the States because there's a bunch of licensing problems bringing all these Japanese licenses together. That's too expensive to try to relicense them into a new territory like that. But they were able to hire on T, the one that you played and are playing. They were able to hire some people who had done fan translations, I believe, for previous Super Robot Wars games.
Okay.
And like, hey, you guys are good at this and care about it, like actually have a passion for what these characters sound like and what their tones are and the stuff they say from their animes. Why don't you guys do it? And I think T ends up having a better translation overall because of that. And it seems like going forward they're getting a little better about the localizations. Yeah, we'll get to see the G Lucifer, which is a pretty cool suit.
I like that there's a compass, even though we're in space.
Uh-huh, yep. I also like that the compass is moving.
Well, it's in space.
Yeah.
Is there going to be more fighting?
There's going to be a little bit more
about to
fighting.
happen?
Yeah.
Okay.
I this was off the recording here, but I promised you some Char Asimov and Amuro Ray, and you're gonna get it. God damn it! So we'll try to speed through a little bit more of this talking because we have been going on for quite a long time. Brother! Oh shit! Did you guys know these guys were not dating but actually family?
What in the world?
Yeah, guys, don't worry about it. We'll talk about it later. Here we go. Finally. That's what I've been saying. Hey, we got some friends.
Is that?
Johnny, how would you say that?
Well, it's not exactly a V.
Nope.
I don't know. What symbol is that?
So I think is that a Greek symbol? It's pronounced the new Gundam, in U.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, you know that guy.
Hey.
He's a little bit older here, but
He's a little bit older.
He's lieutenant now. So, spoiler for Mobile Suit Gundam, Amuro doesn't die. And also Char does not die.
No, his brain just gets put in a jar.
That's true. That comes a little bit later, but yeah. Shut up, Beecha. L we like, though. L is great. She also is, like, kind of Beecha's girlfriend. I don't know. It makes me hate Beecha even more, because I like L.
Amuro.
The more things change, the more things stay the same, alright? I don't know.
I mean, sis.
Oh, that's another thing. Sorry, we need to show you that. They don't say thank you in in Rikengisa NG. They say thankies, which I hate.
Thankies.
Thankies. Thankies, everybody.
It's like Monsties.
Get the fuck out of here with that. I also don't like when they say Monsties in Monster Hunter Stories. You don't need to worry about cycle frames. You'll figure it out eventually. Okay, we need to defeat the Sazabi, which is Char's red unit here. It's a little cooler than the red Zakutu that he usually drives, but yeah, it's pretty good.
Looks neat.
We've seen those units before. Let's take a look at the new Gundam. There we go. New Gundam's pretty cool. It's got some neat things to it. We'll see some of those when it attacks. And then here's the Crossbone Gundam, which yeah, it's got a skull and crossbows on it, and also it's got that kind of X pattern of thrusters on the back that are also kind of pirate themed.
That's so ridiculous.
And also
Peacock Smasher.
The brand marker, I think, is basically its beam saber, and it's a cutlass. It's like a beam cutlass.
That's pretty good.
It is pretty good. We'll try to get him an attack in here. So we'll try to get through this relatively quickly. Oh wow, who can you hit? Oh, she can hit from pretty far away. We've seen her do the beam saber before. We'll get Bellry down here. We do need, so these games, as you know, sometimes have bonus objectives. And one of the bonus objectives we have here, or the bonus objective we have here, is we need Bellry to attack Char. We don't need him to kill him, but we do need him to
need him to land a hit.
I don't even think we need that. I think we just need to attempt an attack. This is the G Lucifer. It's alright. It's got some cool stuff going on with it. And it also can fire from super far away, which is nice. Alright, let's get some of these units moving. That'd be unfair. Let's not do that. That's too strong. Resupply. Everybody else, so there, that should be good. Here we go. Okay, we get to see the Zan Buster, which is also alright. Yeah, also, Seabook and Cecily changed their names in Crossbone to, like, throw away their old lives or something. I don't really know it. And then Bernadette is, like, Tobias' girlfriend, or love interest, at least.
Sister.
I don't think they're but Bernadette, I think, is the daughter of the super big bad from Crossbone. So there is some tension there. The Crossbone's pretty good. It's also interesting because this thing has not gotten an anime. This is one of the only places you're going to see this thing moving. Like it's just not animated.
I didn't think about that.
It's kind of interesting.
I wonder if that's something they will turn into a show, though.
I would have to think eventually. Like the Universal Century stuff is so is so popular. Here we can see the brand marker now. Like that stuff is so much more popular than the other Gundam shows and universes. It seems they're currently making movies for the Universal Century right now. It's the Hathaway's Flash trilogy. The first one just came out in Japan and is coming out here. Okay, so he's got like an anchor thing. Oh wait, we don't see the sword. Maybe he gets that attack later. That was still kind of cool. But yeah, they're making these Hathaway's Flash movies, and I've seen the first one, and I think it's pretty good. But that also takes place in the Universal Century. Do you know, you know the captain of the White Base, Captain Bright Noah, correct?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So, kind of another spoiler, he doesn't die in the original Mobile Suit Gundam. He actually ends up having a kid, and that kid's name is Hathaway Noah. So that movie is all about his kid, who is now kind of getting into his own problems in the Universal Century. Okay, let's see. Why don't we just see a big cool attack? Big flashy attack from the Zeta.
権威にすがる人間には剣をしか感じない。これがゼータの力ならば、その力を良きことに。
Gundam's on pink fire.
Oh shit. You done fucked up.
Just created a goddamn supernova. Man, this game's good.
Yes. Rolling Buster Knife.
That map attack is just too good. Does so much damage to so many units, and now we can clean them up with anybody, really. Let's see her skirt funnels. So funnels are an interesting thing that you'll learn a lot more about as Gundam goes on. But the idea of new types, which, you know, Amuro's a new type as we're watching this show, and Char's going to be a new type, and other Gundam characters are. It's basically their way of being force sensitive from a Star Wars perspective, which lets them pilot things better and do some other cool stuff. And one of the cool things that they can do is use what are called funnels, which are basically just drones. They can just throw out a ton of drones and not only pilot their own suit, but they can have the drones pilot through their mind and through their feelings. And
wow.
Yeah. And so it's just like you get a ton of things attacking you at once. And we'll see some of the funnels here. And the stronger new type that you are, the more funnels you can control at one time. So she's going to fire off those two back things and then front one too. And so they, like, those funnels can just shoot, just like go around and shoot a bunch of beams at you. It's really fucked up.
Okay, alright.
And that's basically where the Universal Century goes. It's oh cool, you have like a beam saber or you've got like a beam rifle, and then it's like, yeah, but now what if I'm Pol and I just use my funnels and I go, hey, why don't you get fucked? It's like, you see my big awesome shoulders? Oh, actually no, she keeps them in the tail, doesn't she? Yeah. Like, here you go. Why don't you suck on these things? Where are you gonna go? Nowhere. Who else has some funnels that we can play around with? Amuro does. Where's Amuro? Here he is. Fin funnels. Fin funnels. That's what we're looking for. Yeah, let's have like that far one. So those things on his kind of shoulder there, those are his fin funnels.
Okay, I wondered what that was.
just really unfair.
That's...
They call them different things in different shows. They're mostly called funnels. Sometimes they get called bits. But it's the most overpowered thing in Gundam. If you have funnels, you win. We've seen him attack before. Let's get Zex up in here.
That's some range.
Oh yeah, we've put some stuff on him to boost his range pretty significantly because he's just such a good attacker. So, yeah, when you face good characters, sometimes the percentages don't work out for you as well.
No.
I do kind of want to take this hit just so you can see what the funnels do with the Sazabi, but he's going to shoot those off no matter what we do, so maybe we won't do that here. Why don't we leave you a little further back? We don't really need to kill either of these guys, though. That'd be overkill. We're just going to leave them there. We'll let other people clean that up, like the crossbone Gundam. I really wanted to show the sword, but I'm not seeing anything with the sword. Maybe it's this one. You know what? Now that I see it, I think it is this one. I think it's Zamba. There it is.
That's so ridiculous.
Because that's how beam sabers work, right?
Yeah.
Also, he's just got that chain anchor.
Chain, for
so
some reason.
good. Because he's a pirate. You know, he's got to be able to, you know, hook on to things. We could just go up and... Actually, can we fight? No, we can't quite fight Char from that range. We can get up a little closer. So Bellry's got a much better chance to hit because we've done a lot more for him. But we're going to use an attack called Intuition, which gives us 100% to hit and them 0% chance to hit.
Oh.
It's pretty broken, but you do have to spend a resource to be able to use it. Yep. Welcome to Super Robot Wars, Bellry. The G always stands for Gundam. Alright. We've seen him do his attack, but I want to see Char back. Actually, I don't know if we've seen this attack. He's got a decent beam saber. Okay. I think we just have the Zelgard left to move. Do we have anything else? We've already seen this attack. Yeah, we can do the right one.
伝説のガンダムと戦うことになるとは。
敵意を感じることができれば訓練された動き油断はならない。
Okay. Everybody's powering up their abilities. Get that kill. So he only needs 5 more. That's not bad. And then Char's a cheater, so Char gets to attack twice every turn.
Well, that's bullshit.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty bullshit. So we're gonna cheat right back and use intuition again. So he's 20,000. I think this is gonna do another 5,000 when we do this max power buster rifle, whatever the hell. We'll speed it up though. Also, it's really interesting that Hero, you can even hear in the Japanese there, he says target Char Aznavour. Like, these guys are not from the same show. These guys aren't from the same universe. So they had to record that bit for this game. I think that's kind of cool.
That's cool.
And Cecily, also, we have driving the Zeta. I think she said Zeta in one of the things. So, like, they had to record some stuff just on the off chance that she's able to pilot that suit, which is kind of cool. We'll use intuition again. And we've seen fin funnels. What else can we do? No, that's it. Okay, fin funnels it is. Oh, Amuro's got a power called counterattack, which lets him fight first, which is kind of cool. That's something we gave to another unit that we don't have on our team at the moment, but that's a skill that you can give to any pilot. It's like Vantage in Fire Emblem. Okay, here are Char's funnels. You can just pop those out. A little too fast for him. Okay, this should be it for Char. He is at 8,000. Let's see. We can. I think we want to chip him down just a little bit more. Is somebody out of his range? He wouldn't be out of his range. Nope, you are not out of his range. He's got a range of 7. I don't think we have anybody who can beat that exactly. So, what we can do is do this. No, he doesn't have intuition. I guess we need an Amuro again. Where's Amuro? Amuro, where the hell did you go? Am I blind? Where the hell did Amuro go? Here he is.
There he is.
Okay. That trims you down to 4,000. Perfect. So, what we're going to do now is... I think we want to finish it with Bellry. So we can use our big assault pack thing. He's got intuition again, which we're going to use. He also has fortune, which we can just barely afford. And then cheer from Laredo. So now we're going to get double all that stuff. Let's finish him off. Hey, buddy, you're fighting maybe the strongest Gundam person ever. Maybe we don't need to think about your sister at the moment.
You know, it's on his mind.
Alright. Let's do it. That's what we like to see.
Hi, Char.
This won't do any good at all. Okay, a lot of good money. Got another level out of it. Good stuff. So I think the Reguild Century is where Reconquista G takes place, but I think that's just because it's so far past the Universal Century that they call it a different century.
Oh.
But I do believe they take place in the same universe.
Yeah, get the hell out of here.
Well, Johnny, I would probably say the same thing to you when it comes to watching Gundam shows. Half to the Universal Century, a lot of despair. That's unfair. There's a lot of good shows that take place outside the Universal Century, but I really enjoy the Universal Century.
It's not your favorite.
Yeah. There's something nice about having this timeline where everything builds on it, in a very Star Wars style way. Like, oh, you can chart the journey of how Anakin Skywalker became Darth Vader, had his kids, what his kids did, all that kind of stuff. There's an interest there of where the canon went, and that's what you get from the Universal Century.
I like Rue's outfit.
Yeah, Rue's pretty great. Like, all of her outfits are good. But yeah, her pilot outfit, it definitely has a NBC, the more you know thing going on with it.
A little bit.
Okay, we are meeting up with our ground crew again, so we'll get all of our forces back. I think there's also a case that Judo shows up in Crossbone Gundam, but he's in like the Double Zeta, but the Double Zeta's old and decrepit now and falling apart and like missing a leg, and he's also old and bearded, and you can't really tell it's him. But I need to read that manga just to know, but I think that's what I heard. And they never even really call him Judo. They don't know. But the reader, if you had known about Double Zeta, you can kind of start to pick up on things.
Piece it together.
Yeah, and that sounds kind of cool. Like, that sounds like an interesting premise to have, you know, some older Gundam people showing up in the show or in the manga. I guess we're also messing with some timeline stuff that Seabook doesn't know who Tobiah is, even though Tobiah knows who Seabook is. Because there's another, I think it might be in V, where Cecily and Seabook are both in that game, but they're called by their Crossbone names. So they're called Kincaid and Barra, which is very confusing to me, having only seen F91, where they're called Seabook and Cecily. And you're like, I know these characters, but those are not their names. What's going on?
Yeah.
So it looks like Ringo defected to our side. That's cool.
Welcome aboard, Ringo.
Ringo Giamatti. Good for him. Or I don't remember what he said. What did he say? What's his name? There it is. Ringo Lon Giamanata. Close enough. Oh, good. More people to like Mariah. That's what we need.
Oh.
He's like, hey, wait a minute. I'm hitting on this girl. You can't hit on her. Oh, I think he also, yeah, he makes the Moran red. It's a bad suit, though. We'll probably throw him in something else. Okay, hey, look, we got all these characters back. Okay. So that's a lot. We have a little bit left to do, just a tiny bit. We've got to talk to Spiro because we got our bonus attack points thing, bonus objective. So Bellry has to talk to this motherfucker. Look at that piece of shit.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I love that line. You fall in love with somebody, and then it turns out they're your sister. And Spiro, yep, that's
no comment.
That's pretty good. Okay, got our bonus points. He's also going to say hi to Tobiah and Amuro, I guess. So now we're talking about some other weird bullshit of, hey, you know, the game, it's like this stuff doesn't matter to the actual shows or mangas, but we have to try to explain why people in the future or in different parallel universes are in this game. It's very stupid. Londo Bell is kind of where that's so right now we're dealing with the Earth Federation and the Zeons in the Gundam that we're watching, but those factions will continue to splinter as things happen in both the show we're watching and the shows that follow it. So Londo Bell is one of those splinter factions that ends up happening, but that's not for 3 or 4 shows from where we are. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. We don't need anything from here yet. We do have sub-orders. I don't think you've unlocked this in Super Wars T, but this is always something you can get.
I have.
Oh, you have? Okay, cool. So for score, these are our ace pilots here, Marvel, Shibaraku, and Wataru, wherever he is. We'll figure that out later. So we can give Katra some kills. Ursha we were giving kills. Chris we were giving kills to. No, Colin. Colin we like. We're going to actually use her more often. Nemo's a good one. And we'll use Suzaku. Curbs is good. Okay. Do that, and then for XP, we'll give this to characters we actually like Colin. Ange probably needs some. L's a good one. Looking for Simone here at some point. Here he is. Simone. He's from Gurren Lagann.
Okay.
How about Ringo? Just got Ringo in there. We can fill out the rest because they don't matter. Got some stuff there. We've got some DLC missions that we'll eventually be able to do. So we've got those here that are probably what I'm going to be doing next episode. We can change pilot on some stuff. I didn't like Ringo in the Moran, so why don't we put him in? Can we put him here? Yeah, we can put him in the Big Nagina. That's a better place for him for now. And I think that's it. This has been going on long enough. I've kept you so long. I'm sorry, Johnny, but I'm really glad that I was able to get you in here,
fun.
show you some stuff about Gundam that you're promptly going to forget, and I hope you forget it because we're watching Gundam right now, and I feel bad that I've spoiled you as much as I have. But this has been fun. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm really glad that you have been, not only been playing some Super Robot Wars somewhat recently, but are starting to get into more of these mech animes that I very much enjoy, and it's been really fun to be able to talk to you about it. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So who knows? Maybe
Thanks.
I'll get to have you on again. Maybe we can skip a lot more of the dialogue next time. We'll see.
Yeah.
But for now, I want to thank you all for watching. We'll be back with another episode of Super Robot Wars X next time. See you then.